my garage door and loading dock. This is my other loading dock. So I just stopped by the carpet store to look at a sample of the carpet that's gonna go in my offices next week because I'm painting today. So I'll look at that and make a final decision on what colors I'm going to use to paint the offices. I have a few more errands to run and I have to stop by the studio before I go buy my supplies for painting and all that, but we're getting closer. I'm at the office of the power company right now so I can get the bill switched into my name. And I'm back. You can't tell, but it's been like 30 seconds. I have to admit to being frustrated with this power company who shall remain nameless. Not only do I have to pay them, just to get the service switched over to me, I have to pay them a $300 deposit, which I will get back in 4 years. If I'm in good standing with the account. Not only that, but I can't pay the deposit here at the office because they don't accept cards. It's 2018. You should accept cards. So I'm gonna head up to the studio, try to get the power sorted out there by calling their 800 number, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that will be the end of that. I got this chair for free. So I just wanted to point something out. Although I am frustrated with the policy of this power company to charge a big security deposit like that, I don't really know if that's standard. This is kind of my first rodeo with commercial spaces, but that seems like a lot just to take over service. Whatever, that's not the point. Anyone would be frustrated figuring out they have to pay a surprise $300 fee for something. It's a deposit. I will get it back in 4 years if I remain in good standing, or if I, leave before 4 years. But my point is, I'm frustrated with this company and their policies. The surprise massive deposit, the fact that they don't take cards at their physical location. I had to call a number and spend all that time on the phone. But I was not frustrated with the lady who helped me. The lady who I saw both different times I was in there was incredibly friendly, helpful, and working with her was just a joy. It's 2018, like I said. We need to be able to differentiate between people and corporations. My frustrations are with this corporation, not with this dear sweet lady who is nothing but helpful to me. So when I went in today, it was a bit of a nasty surprise after my nasty surprise of finding out about the deposit that I couldn't pay it with a card at the location. But ultimately, that's fine. I smiled at her, I was polite, I said, no problem, thank you very much for helping me. So be kind to people. That's the moral of this story. So I have my offices, which are back there through that door. You've kind of already seen a little bit of those. The rest of this very large space was an oil warehouse for a company called Hydrotex once upon a time. So this whole space, which I'm standing in, the very back corner of right now, that's going to get covered. It's a window to another building. So this corner I'm standing in is the back corner of the whole space, so you can kind of see a bit of an idea of this whole part of the building. And then there's some more around the corner where the other garage door is. This whole massive space is mine to do what I want with. And it's a little intimidating just because I know how much work it's gonna be, even just to start to kind of make a dent in changing this and make it my own. You can definitely tell that this was an oil warehouse because it smells like oil. You can just see in the wood, it's like very deeply soaked in. The floor feels kind of oily to the touch, which is it's not ideal, but we're gonna work with it. I got this desk for free. It came with some weird stuff and a razor blade. It came with a vacuum cleaner too, so that's cool. Coming out of the main warehouse space that we've already looked through, stepping through the door now, and we are in the offices. So this is the north room. The north room right now, my plan for this, try to give you guys a good view of the whole thing. My plan for this north room right now is that this north room is going to contain my office. So this is gonna be a dedicated podcast set, not just for Hammer and Compass, but for other podcasts and stuff like that I work on, you know, anything that just needs like a nice space with mic set up for voice recording. I have a vision for a lot of this, but that vision is kind of hard to put into words. So that'll kind of be the fun part for you to see it as we go along, how some of this stuff winds up shaking out and coming together. I'm very excited to get started, and we get started today. But this is it. This is it, and honestly, like, I feel overwhelmed. Like, this is ground zero that I'm standing in right here. This space that looks nothing like, you know, the vision that I have for it. To most people anyway, it probably just looks beat up and kind of dingy. But I fell in love with this place. Like, the moment that I stepped in here, I knew that this was gonna be my space. I don't know for how long. I don't know if the things that I try to do here are gonna succeed or fail. I do know I'm gonna give it my everything while I'm here. I do know that I'm going to work my hardest to do something awesome here. I've dreamed about something like this forever. It's very overwhelming. It's gonna take a lot of work. I'm all in on this. I sold my motorcycle the other day. You know, I mean, all the money that I put into this is coming from my own pocket, and I have no guarantee if I'm going to get any of that investment back. I have no idea if it's gonna pan out in any way, but I believe. I have a dream to do something here. I don't know when my time here is done, whenever that is, however long it is. I don't know if the story is gonna be an awesome success story, a cautionary tale, or something in between. I know what I want it to be. I know what I'm going to work towards it being, but that's all I got right now. There have been a few times over the past couple days that I have been scared out of my mind, but this dream that I have now has a name, and that name is Studio 202. And that's where I'm gonna be. That's where Joe Patterson Creative is gonna live for at least a year. Basically everything that's going on here, everything that you are seeing is a one-year experiment. So it's through hopefully monetizing the content that I make here, the vlog and the Hammer and Compass podcast, but mostly through the Patreon. My goal is in about a year to build enough support behind this undertaking that in about a year, I no longer have to pay out of my own pocket for the day-to-day operating costs of this place. If I can accomplish that, then that is the greatest chance that Studio 202 will stay alive, it will have a future here, that the things I create here will only grow and get better and better. But that's the first goal. And right now, it feels scary and it feels impossible. But scary and impossible are things that I've come up against before. And I know that when I'm in that zone and I'm scared, I'm scared that this whole year and everything that I pour into this place, my money and my blood and my sweat and my tears, is all gonna come to nothing in the end. And it's just gonna be a year-long failed experiment. That's like my worst fear with this. But I also know that when I'm in that zone where I am just terrified now, that's when awesome things can happen. And I haven't been in that zone for a while, and this place has put me in it more than I ever have been. And I am so excited to see what happens, to see what I can make here, to see what we can make here. I hope you are excited to follow this vlog. I hope that you're excited to see how Studio 202 takes shape from the bare bones that are here right now. I hope you're excited for Hammer and Compass and everything that is going to happen. Right now we're standing at the foundation, and the foundation and me is all that is here. So here's to the future. Let's go get it.